lined the funeral procession route to say a last goodbye.
Channel 2 News, the 11 o'clock report with Rollins Smith and Dave Marish.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rollins Smith. Here's what's happening. What you see is a copy of a pre-trial probation report in the case of David Berkowitz, the suspected Son of Sam .44 caliber killer. The report from the publicly funded Criminal Justice Agency recommends Berkowitz be freed without bail pending trial. That statement has floored city officials, so much so Mayor Beam publicly stated his fury.
Obviously, no judge would accept such a recommendation in the Son of Sam case, but it does make us wonder whether judges on other occasions, confronted with busy court calendars, are accepting recommendations that could permit dangerous criminals to walk the streets on little or no bail.
Jeremy Travis of the Criminal Justice Agency told Chris Borgen that the findings were based on unconfirmed statements from the defendant that he had strong community ties, a steady job, and no previous criminal record.
I believe that a judge would make a careless decision using only our information without taking into consideration the other factors that the statutes say that he must.
Your statement might be somewhat denigrating in that you imply that your function is not that important.
No, I think it's very important. This information would not otherwise be available to the court. They wouldn't have an idea of where defendants come from in terms of their residence, their family ties, their employment history. And I think there are cases that in which that information does tip the balance, and I think it is a valuable bit of information.
Despite the report, Brooklyn Administrative Judge Richard Brown ordered Berkowitz held without bail for continued psychiatric tests. David?
Roland, there were ceremonies both private and public today in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis Presley was buried. Ed Rabel has this report.
Only relatives, close friends, and some celebrities were permitted to enter Graceland, the Presley estate, to witness the funeral services. Anne Margaret, Burt Reynolds, John Wayne, Chet Atkins, Charlie Pride, Caroline Kennedy, all were reported to be in town. As described to artist Ham Embry, Presley was dressed in a white suit, blue shirt, and tie. Presley's former wife Priscilla and his father Vernon were among those to view Presley for the last time. The somber funeral procession moved slowly down the driveway and out onto Elvis Presley Boulevard for the 3.5-mile drive to Forest Hill Cemetery. Just as it emerged, a young woman jumped in front of the hearse carrying Presley's body. Authorities pulled her out of the way. The police-escorted motorcade moved on without incident, passing grieving Presley admirers who had gathered lining the boulevard 5 deep. Still more thousands of Presley's fans were waiting when the procession arrived at the cemetery. Presley was to be entombed in this one-story marble mausoleum. On the front lawn, flowers sent by the truckload by Presley followers were arranged in profusion. One was in the form of a 6-foot-long guitar. Presley's crypt is in the so-called Presley Room, where other family members will eventually be entombed. His crypt will always be visible to the public through a locked wrought iron door. Officials believe Presley will continue to attract in death many of those who were so devoted to him when he was alive. Ed Rabel, CBS News, Memphis.
CBS News will present a special broadcast on Elvis Presley immediately following this 11 o'clock report. Roland?